Welcome back to Classic Firearms. This is a Panzer Arms AR-12 G4 12-gauge shotgun. It's an AR style shotgun that has some really cool factory upgrades right out of the box. So let's go ahead and dive in. Let me get this mag plugged in. So first things first, this AR shotgun has a 20-inch barrel. What's really cool about it is along that barrel, you have a little bit of a cover here that has a really neat design on it. Now, that is purely just a design thing. It's going to dissipate a little bit of heat as well, which will help and be nice, but for the most part, it's literally just a cool design. And it does give this shotgun a unique aesthetic. As we head on back, so that's all metal, so is the handguard itself. This handguard has Picatinny on all four sides on the tip, so if you want to mount your lasers or lights or anything you want to put on there, very easy. You're also going to get some M-lock. Now, some of this M-lock is going to be blocked, so some on the top mostly, and yeah, mostly just on the top, it's going to be blocked to this slot and a half right here, but all the other ones on the bottom and the sides are functioning no problem. A couple of other cool upgrades that to give you is two QD sling mounts. You have one on the right side and then one on the opposite side on your left as well. And then below that, you also have just a little bit more of Picatinny. Not sure what you're going to put there, maybe a little grip or something along the lines of that if you don't have very long arms, but that's really all I can think of there. Now, you're also going to get a nice long optic rail up top, which does lead me to my next thing here. You are going to get some accessories, which include a cleaning kit, a secondary magazine, and some sights. And bam, just like that, our sights are on. A little bit of movie magic there to help that out. Again, there is a rear and a front sight. They do flip up automatically, so you just click them down, and bam, they pop up, which is quite nice. So a good little design there from Panzer, and that comes in that little box. You're also going to get in that box some cleaning supplies. So right in the box, you're getting a couple of different scrubbers and things to actually clean it out, which is quite nice. But again, that's all included in the box with the Panzer shotgun. Not to mention, you're also going to get a couple of extra chokes and an additional magazine. So they do give you all of that without having to buy anything extra. So let's get back to the shotgun itself. More onto the actual details here. So again, every part that we've talked about up to this point is metal, with the exception of the sights. These sights are polymer, and with that being said, they do feel very solid. They give you a nice satisfying click, and they are easy to actually operate. So they do feel very well made overall. Now, one nice thing is that the magazine themselves, they actually have kind of like a female end of Picatinny put on here. So if you wanted to kind of side by side a couple of AR-12 magazines, you could do so. And just to show you guys that every time before we start, we are clear. So there is the chamber. You guys can see it there. We clear out every gun before we make any video. Moving on from the 5-round +1 magazine, we're going to go down to that trigger. So the trigger itself is actually pretty smooth. You can feel the difference between kind of like a crunchy, it might be a good way to put a trigger, and a smooth trigger. So one kind of goes in, the other one kind of stutters as you go in. This one's nice and smooth. Now, right off the gate, you're going to hit a wall. So you're going to hit that wall. I mean, there is no movement. It's just wall. And again, we are off safe. So let's go ahead and pull through. Boom. There's no movement at all. Not a single bit of that trigger moved until it broke. It was just instant break. So it's wall, break, that's it. That's all you got. The reset on that trigger kicks you right back out. And then again, very smooth, very crisp on both the reset and the break. I mean, overall, a very good trigger from Panzer. Albeit, it's a 12-gauge shotgun. So nice triggers aren't always a thing, but that one is something to write home about. Putting it back on safe. You can also see that our bolt release is on our left side, but you actually cannot rack it with the gun on safe. You actually have to remove it off of safe, then you're able to pull it back and rack the gun. But I just wanted to give you an example. Bolt release is here. It's a little bit on the stiff side, so until you break it in, you are going to have to give it a whack, that's for sure. It does give you a very good feeling that it is made with some quality in mind, which is not something I can say for every shotgun. Heading on back a little bit farther on the gun, down to the grip. The grip module on here is rubber. Now, it is actually quite a nice rubber, and this is a very uniquely kind of molded grip, I will say, overall. So you have a finger groove and a portion here for your index finger and your thumb to kind of rest on as well. So it's kind of a twofer, a finger groove and a thumb rest a bit. The grip then swells around the back and is thinner on the front. So it gives you a very nice purchase. When you're trying to find a target down range here, you're really getting a good purchase on that firearm. Very good grip. It's not necessarily the most aggressively textured thing in the world, but that's okay because the rubber helps out a ton. And with the ridge done here, even if your hand is sweating, you're gonna have a good grip experience. Not to mention on the bottom, they give you a little storage container. So probably for some sort of lube or a shotgun shell, or I don't know if you can fit a shotgun shell on that, but definitely you can keep some skills up there. As we head on back, the final feature is the buttstock. So with this particular one, you actually get an adjustable cheek riser. So if you put an optic on there and it's on a riser specifically, you can pull up and you'll be good to go. With the way that this is straight, you may not even need to rise that cheek rest up at all, just because your sights are going to be pretty on right where your cheek is. You might just rise it just a touch, but that's about all I can think of. So all in all, a very feature-rich firearm. And then the final piece here is that butt pad. It is made out of rubber, which is nice, so it'll help mitigate some of that 12 gauge recoil. So in review, you have a whole bunch of upgrades on this particular shotgun at a very good value. You're talking, you have some cuts on the front just for aesthetics to look cool, some really nice functioning sights that do come in the box with a cleaning kit and an extra mag, so 2 5-round mags. You're also going to get QD sling mounts, Picatinny for days, an adjustable cheek riser, and an upgraded grip overall. All in all, you're getting a very good shotgun, especially for the price. So with that being said, if you have any experiences with the Panzer AR-12 G4 specifically, leave a review down below. We would love to see your comments. That is all I have for you today. God bless. Stay safe. It is time to end. Now, let's go shooting.